Welcome back to the channel. This week on the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener, we start giving the back garden veggie patch a good autumn tidy up. We harvest the last of the tomatoes, we harvest the pumpkins, and we do a bit of autumn sowing. Come potter with me in the garden. My name is Dawn and I am the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener. Good afternoon. It's Wednesday. Where has the week gone? Well, I do know where the week's gone. I've been in bed since Sunday with the seasonal sniffles and cough and what have you, so hopefully I won't cough too much during this. I'll try and edit all that out. So yeah, but anyway, Wednesday afternoon, I've had enough of being inside. I'm starting to feel a lot better and I needed to get out and get some fresh air, so I'm out here. Another reason I'm out here is that things need to start moving because I've sort of got stuck. I did a bit and then sort of came to a grinding halt. So my plan, oh hello Louis, someone's just showing up because he's heard me. You coming over to say hello to everyone? No, he's not. He did come over. He just wanted to see what I was up to. Didn't you, bub? Are we going to say hello to everyone? Nope, just going to collapse instead. So as I was saying before his lordship showed up, I just need to get a move on and get things cleared. My brassicas and things, leeks and spring onions that I've got in 6 cells down the side alley desperately need to go out. So I need to pull finger and get a move on. And looking around me, there's a lot to do, but what I've decided to do is one bed at a time, and yeah, just clear them. Gonna start with the pumpkins today, see how far I get with that, and then yeah, take it step by step. There's tomatoes to harvest for today. There's a couple of peppers that, you know, at least one of them, but other than that, I think I just got to tidy and get on with it and stop mucking around. Bo's turned up as well to supervise. They obviously both think that I'm just not moving fast enough and I need to get my act together. So I'll bring you down and we'll have a look at the pumpkins and show you that they are ready. Well, as ready as I'm going to let them get. The vines basically died back. I just need to check the stems, but I think I'll just have to go with where I am and start curing them. Right, I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to do this because I'm still balancing the thing, and I'm going to try and cut this pumpkin for you. So get that in there. Try and not damage the pumpkin itself. And then here we go, it's off. There's a bit of spring on that one. So yeah, happy with that. I'll do the other one. I'll stop recording and do that so it doesn't fall off the edge of the raised bed because it's sitting right on the edge. Okay, so that's the 2 biggest harvested. This one here, I couldn't get all the way easily at the moment, and I have to see how I can do it. Just remove this last wee bit because this bit here will potentially still rot, whereas this bit here will dry out. So he's got a few scars on him. He's been sitting right on the edge of the raised bed on the wood bit, but he feels nice and heavy, so that's good. Now the other one, he was sitting in the dirt, so he's a bit mucky. Now this is where a lot of people would go and wash him. I don't. This skin has got a natural protection in it, and you don't want to break that protection by washing it or scrubbing it in any way, okay, because that will help preserve your pumpkin for as long as possible. So what I'll do is, yes, he's mucky, but I'll just let that dry, okay, probably by tomorrow. I'll let that dry, and then I'll just gently, with a really soft brush, just brush off the dirt bits. I mean, it's not a biggie if he's sitting in there a wee bit dirty. I mean, he can be washed like when I go to actually use him. In the meantime, he has his protection, his natural protection. I tend to cure my pumpkins inside. I've got a wee spot inside that's out of the sun, and I can keep an eye on them. I tried them in the garage one year, and while they lasted okay, by July they were starting to spoil. So yeah, I've bought them inside, and I just have them sitting on a couple of old towels on the ground, and out of the sun, so there's no sun on them, and they're in the warm and the dry. It doesn't get too hot in there, so it's not like 25 degrees or anything. It's usually around about 18, and they last really well. My pumpkins last year lasted right through till must have been August or September maybe. Yeah, I used the last one. I had quite a few last year. This year I've only got the 4 big ones, and then we'll have a wee look at the little golden nuggets. Last year I had probably about 8 butternuts, and I haven't got any butternuts this year, and I must have had maybe about 6 of these, just trying to remember off the top of my head, but yeah, there were more. So yeah, happy with that. So I'll get them taken up onto the deck in a few minutes and just let them dry off overnight, and then tomorrow I'll give it a wee brush and set up for them to cure inside. So I've come down to the other end of the bed, the pumpkin bed, and I'm just looking at the golden nugget. I'll turn the camera around in a minute. It's just easier to do it from this side at the moment with the camera, because that other side's a bit steep and it doesn't sit properly. So I'll have a look at them. I can see from here that their stalks are probably about as good as I'm going to get them. The plant has collapsed. It's died probably about 90% back, but like the other one, I want to get this bed cleared so that I can, as cleared as possible. I'm going to leave the sunflowers in and plant around them, and when the sunflowers are done, I'll just cut them off at the ground. Sorry about the background noise, there's some work going on around me. Plus I needed to get the recording done, because I think Friday might not be so good. We'll see. Anyway, I wanted to do the pumpkins, so we'll get in there and we'll have a look at these pumpkins. I'll turn the camera around so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, you're not going to see what I'm doing. Sorry, you're not going to see me, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So let's have a look at these. So get rid of him because he's in my way and I can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about the noise. Tinkle noise. Right, that's better. Right, now this is the first year I've done these, so yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're supposed to look like. They've dulled off quite a lot, but let's try and get right up at the top of the vine so that there's plenty of stalk. Yeah, he looks all right. I mean, he's got a dirty bum because he's sitting in the dirt, but yeah, I think he's got a bit of scab. I'm not quite sure what's caused that, but that's fine. He's okay. So I'll have a look and see what the rest of these are like. Might have to nip away at the actual pumpkin stalk a bit so that I can get in and get them and get as much actual stalk rather than cutting it too close to the pumpkin. There we go. Yeah, that's another one. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so that's the final haul of the little ones. Happy with that. So I'm just going to do a bit of tidying up for a few minutes and we'll move on. One thing I forgot to say about the pumpkins is when you're carrying them, carry them like this, these big ones especially, not by this, okay? Because if you do that, you risk damaging the junction here and then they won't stay cured and store well. Right, that's the pumpkins harvested. I need to clear the bed, but I'll go and find the wheelbarrow in a few minutes and use that to throw everything in because it won't go into the little buckets I usually use. So I'm over at the tomatoes. I have decided it's up. They need to come in. Temperatures are dropping at night, and yeah, so I'm going to tidy that up. And the basil needs to come in as well. Don't know if I'll do the basil today because I want to be able to process it, and you need to sort of get it from the garden inside and processed all in one, so that might be a job for tomorrow morning. But yeah, so tomatoes are coming in. There's quite a few ripe ones there, that's good. I did a whole lot of processing this morning of bits and pieces that I'd harvested on Saturday and what have you, but hadn't actually got sorted because I've been sick. But anyway, got that all done this morning. I've still got a bit more to do, but yeah, not that much. I'll get a bit sick of chopping up after a while. So I'm going to harvest these. A lot of them will go into the trays and ripen up. A lot of the green ones that I'd put in the trays have ripened, so that's really good. So yeah, I'm just going to maybe do a bit of speedy and we'll get on with it with a bit of music. That's them basically done. There's a couple up the end, but there's hardly any fruit on them, so I've just got to rip them out. Yeah, pretty happy with that. I've got lift it up, reasonable basket of goodies there. Oh, she says, lifting it up. Yeah, a lot of green, as you can see, but some ripe ones. Unfortunately, one or two of the ripe ones also had other things in them that I didn't really want, such as always a moment when you pick a tomato. I mean, that one looks scummy from the top, but when you pick a tomato and you find it's got inhabitants. Okay, well, yeah, this one particularly, yeah, looked nice on that side, which I saw when I turned it around. Oh, yeah, thank you, not. So, yeah. And unfortunately, same with some of the green ones, so most of those have got caterpillar holes in them, so not much use for anything other than for the caterpillar. But, yeah, happy with that. I'll process up the ripe ones, lay the green ones out, and hopefully in about a week I'll have ripe ones. So yeah, pretty good with that. All right, it's just after 3. I'm about done my did, and I'm going to go in. Tomorrow I'm going to hopefully, she says hopefully, fingers crossed, clear that pumpkin stuff and get in the first of the brassicas. It's going to be interesting to try and net that to stop the butterflies, because I've got the sunflowers in there still, but I think I've got an idea how to do it. It won't be 100%, but at least it should do fairly well. Yeah, and then I've got winter spinach plants to go in here. May or may not harvest the capsicums. Might give them another week, see how they go. But lots of other stuff. I mean, the basil needs to go tomorrow too. Yeah, plenty to get on with. So yeah, see you back here tomorrow. Good afternoon. It's Thursday, and not exactly the time I anticipated in getting out here. It's actually somewhere between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, so way later than I wanted to be out here, but I got into something this morning, took me longer than I thought. Then I got stuck on the phone, you know how it is. But anyway, I'm out here now and I've come out to do a couple of things. So I need some beans for tea, but the beans need to come out because they've had it. So I'm going to harvest and pull out at the same time. Going to get some carrots as well. But I've just looked at the peas and so they'll probably come out as well. But I have hit a glitch. So yesterday I said I was going to, pull all the stuff off the pumpkin bed and throw it in the compost and do this and what have you. Well, So I threw a whole lot of stuff in the compost this morning from tidying up stuff I'd previously harvested and had cured. So the compost bin that I'm using is full. And oh, hello, Bo. So that's a bit of a problem. Now, the other problem is that I haven't yet emptied out the middle compost with the stuff that is complete and ready to go. So I haven't been able to turn the other bin that's been sitting there needing to be turned. So that is going to mean I'm just going to have to stack everything up in the corner for now. And this weekend, when I've got a bit of help around, I'm going to have to do the compost bins. I'm going to have to empty the complete one, pop them in some bags because I don't need the stuff at the moment, and then turn the other one so that I've got an empty bin and start from there. So that's what happens when you don't do what you said you were going to do a few weeks ago. It all catches up with you eventually. And I knew I had to do it for that reason. Yeah, oh well. Look who's come out to see what I'm up to. Hey, cutie. What are you doing, Bo? Checking out what Mum's doing? Are you? You come to help? Oh, you're being super cute. No biting the toes. I know that you're a toe biter. Yeah, I'm watching you. I'm watching my toes. Say hi to everyone. Hey, cutie. Okay, we'll leave it at there. So as you can see, Bo's puddling around at the moment. There's a wee bit of film of him just then. So that's nice. I haven't seen Lou for a few hours, but I'm sure once he hears me out here, he'll show up. And he will be very put out that I'm pulling out the beans and the peas, because that is hiding for him so that he can then leap out onto his brother. But anyway, let's get on to it because we've got limited time and I need to get things harvested for tea. So I'm just going to put the camera on speedy and a bit of music and we'll get on with it. Okay, took me a while, but anyway, mixture of beans and peas in there. I'm going to have to give the peas a good wash because they're covered in powdery mildew, and because I've mixed up the beans and the peas, I'll have to give the beans a good wash now. But that's okay. There'll be a feed of peas and there'll be a feed of beans out of that lot for us, so probably have the beans tonight and keep the peas for tomorrow, so that's good. Yep. And that's got that cleared. It's stuff's still sitting on top, but only because I've got to get around to doing the bins. And nice bunch of carrots, so that's good. That'll do us a couple of feeds at least. I mean, there are 4 adults in the house, so we do go through quite a lot. And there's one adult who'll only eat certain things, so carrots being one of them. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. as much as I probably should keep going, I'm going to head on in because I want to clean those beans and peas up and those carrots and things and get them sorted for tea. And I've got a few other things that are sitting on the back burner inside that need to be done. We'll see how we go tomorrow and see what's going on. The weather's meant to be, not sure if it's going to be good or it's not going to be raining. See what happens. But yeah, just looking at the parsnips there, and I think I might have a test of them tomorrow if I get back out here and see if there's any of them to lift. They'll be small, I think, but there's a huge amount of foliage on top. Of course, a lot of foliage on top doesn't actually mean that they've actually got some good parsnips underneath them, but fingers crossed. And then I've got the basil and a few other things to finish tidying up. And if I'm enthusiastic tomorrow and the weather's okay, I might just dedicate it to doing those bins. We'll see. But we'll leave it there for now, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow or the next day. Good morning. It's Friday. So it's just on 9 o'clock. It's about 21 degrees out here, and we've got rain forecast from around lunchtime-ish. So I'm out here getting into it early so I can get things in. And actually having the rain after what I'm about to do will actually be beneficial. So I'm feeling a lot better than what I was earlier in the week. I had one of those seasonal bugs that are floating around, so I've been a bit slow on it this week, but feeling back on it today. And what I'm going to do is plant some sweets, just a couple of rows because I'm really the only one who eats them, and some more carrots. I've got a little space here that's at the end of where I've been planting all my carrots and parsnips, and it'll be perfect. Just needs a wee bit of prep. I've just got to remove a few weeds. This was where the onions were, so yeah, it's had 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks of just laying fallow at the moment, and yeah, I'll get on with it. I don't think it needs anything like compost or blood and bone or anything. I think it's fairly good as it is. Actually, I'm so onto it this morning, I've already got my first coffee, so I'm doing well. But what I'll do is I'll set the camera up and we'll do a bit of speedy, and you can watch what I get up to. And once I've done this, we'll look at what's needs still to be done and what have you. And you may see that the boys, aka Louie and Bo, are tearing around. They've just had some cat mint and they're a wee bit but yeah, and it's good weather and they like this sort of thing. That's that done. That took a bit more than what I anticipated. Not so much for the sewing, but for getting the net on. As you see, I have put a net on. So why did I put a net on? Because the Swedes are brassicas, and once they come up, the tops will attract the white butterflies. And in the past I haven't, thinking, oh yeah, be right by the time the tops are up. Yeah. the caterpillars got in there and just took the tops off, and that was the end of my sweets. So while the carrots don't need covering per se, other than keeping the cats off, yeah, I just covered the lot because I had that size net and it was just handy. But it was a bit of a mission. Lou decided he wanted to inspect what I had done, and this often happens. As soon as I plant a seed, they both show up and they both have to roll all over what I've just done, just to check out that I've done it right. However, it doesn't do the seeds any good, mainly because they kick them up and they end up all over the place. So it's about 9:45 at the moment. That, as I said, took me a bit longer, mainly because I was wrestling with the net. Nets are much easier to pop on when there's no wind or you've got someone else. Today I've got wind and I've got no one else to give me a hand. So yeah, it still looks like it needs a tiny adjustment on one side, so I'll do that in a second. And then I'll finish my very cold coffee and maybe contemplate about getting a hot one and then decide what I'm going to do next. Lou's hiding over in the berries at the moment where the black currants and things are. Bless him. So he's happy, and I think Bo's disappeared somewhere. Who knows? They were both frolicking around the carrots before. Okay, I have moved into the shade and got my new hot coffee, and the Goose and Toothsome are literally just down here. Aren't you, boys? They're keeping a close eye on me today. I'm not sure why, but they are. Now, one thing I forgot to say just before was that when I was sowing the Swede seeds, I realised that they were out of date. And then I thought about it and I realised I had planned to do a December-ish, January order of stuff to sow about now, and I forgot. So my seeds were out of date, but they're only out of date by like 6 months max. So I decided I'd just sow them. There was about half a packet of them there. Didn't want to waste them, so all I've done is sow them a bit thicker than I normally would if they were fresh seed, and just see what comes up. And if they all pop up, I'll just have to do a good bit of thinning. But that's okay. As I said earlier, it's only me that really eats them. Hubby will eat them if I mash them up into potatoes and things. I actually like them raw. Yeah, just a hangover from when I was a kid. Mum used to chop them up and I used to just like eat sticks of them like you would a carrot stick. So it's still really nice out here and I don't want to waste the day. So I'm just thinking what I can do. As I said, I don't want to get into things like the compost, and I really don't want to get into some significant sowing and things like that. So I thought I might do is just do a bit more clearing, but I've just had a look at the courgettes. Now I removed the scallopini the other day. It basically just died, and when I pulled it out I could see that the stem had actually rotted, so I think it had got damaged in that really bad weather that we had with the flooding and things. But not enough for it to completely die at the time, but over the period of weeks it's given up the ghost. But the yellow courgette that I put in, albeit late because they kept dying, either through cat or strangling themselves in the wind, hasn't really done much of anything this season. It's just sort of sat there, and that's probably because it was slightly overshadowed by the green courgette. Now the green courgette is still going okay. I do see about 3 or 4 flowers on it, and I'm in two minds about just ripping it out because we're sort of a bit over courgetted already. But I had neglected to harvest the one that I saw the other day, and it is now a marrow. Well, close enough to a marrow. So not going to go to waste. One thing I quite like, and we only do it once in a blue moon, is do stuffed marrow. It's an old recipe that I got from years ago when we lived in the UK. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll cut this guy up into sort of rounds, and you just take the seeds out and you just stuff it with a savoury mince, pop a bit of cheese on the top and bake it, and yeah, so that might be a quick Sunday dinner this week. Yeah, quite happy with that. So whether I leave the other ones there, I'm still thinking about it. But there is one thing I really need to look at, and I'll take you over in a minute and have a look at it, is my silver beet. It has suffered badly with the weather. And being close to where the peas were, well, it was right next to the peas, and it's got powdery mildew really badly. So while I have a few seedlings down the alley on the metal racks, I don't really want to start from scratch with it because I had actually planned for it to, just go right the way through. So what I'm thinking of doing is just removing sort of 90% of the leaves as much as possible, and then just letting it grow up again, and it should do okay. I've done this in part, well, I haven't done it, hubby's done it, bless him. He went out and harvested some silver beet one day, and he just cut the lot off, rather than doing like pick and come again. He just took the all the leaves off a couple of crowns. But they came away beautifully afterwards, so yeah, so that's what I'm thinking of doing with that. But I'll take you over and have a look at it in a sec. Right, I've moved over to where the silver beet is. So the chard here, so aka silver beet, which is the peppermint one right at the front, it doesn't look as bad as the bright lights. And I'll pick a bright light stem because it's going to come off anyway. And you can see hopefully how yuck it's looking. It's just completely covered in powdery mildew. And while in theory the literature says that you can eat it if it's just very, very lightly covered in it, you don't want to eat it if you can avoid it, because powdery mildew does have some toxins in it that aren't that great for your liver. So yeah, if you can avoid it, avoid it. If you miss a tiny wee bit when you're picking your silver beet and what have you, and it's just very light, it's not the end of the world, but don't actively go around picking and using this stuff because it's absolutely knackered basically. Now I've just gone and had a look at the compost bin that's really full. It has gone down a bit overnight, which is great, and I've just given it another water because my bins get really dry and you want your compost to be moist but not soaking wet. So I'm going to pick this and I'm just going to rip it up and pop it into the compost bin. And in some ways, because it's a green, hopefully it'll add a bit of extra moisture anyway. And once I've done that and got the bins turned tomorrow and Sunday, it'll probably take me a couple of days, then I've got a whole new bin to throw things in. So I'm going to leave the courgette plant today, mainly just because I've got no room to dump it, even if I do chop it up reasonably fine, and it's not that much fun chopping up courgette plants because they're quite spiky. So yeah, you want to try and minimise the amount of spike. So I'll do this instead, and at the moment it's still lovely. I really can't believe that we're going to end up with rain, but Norway tends to go to southerly here, so yeah, probably. Right, I'm going to get on with it. We'll do a bit of speedy and a bit of music, and I'll move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. about done there, I think. It's looking good. I'm happy with that, and I'm happy that I didn't rip them out and that I've just given them a really good spruce up. They should take off okay. I've just given them a really good water. I may throw some sheep pellets around them. I'll think about it. They shouldn't need it. They've had plenty of good compost and things, but I'll see how they take off in the next week or so. So it's sometime after 11 now, and I've got a heap of things to do inside, so despite the fact that it's really nice out here and I wouldn't mind staying, I need to get in and do some of that stuff. It's higher priority than me pottering around out here, unfortunately. So I'll catch up with you later for a coffee and chat and a review of the week. See you then. Well, it's that time of week for a coffee and chat. So it's actually Saturday afternoon, mid-afternoon, and I must admit it's quite nice out here after a bit of a cool start. And after having a rough start to the week with the latest bug that's going around, albeit a seasonal one, yeah, feeling quite good now, enjoying the week. So I got my cuppa. It's tea this week. Being mid-afternoon, if I drink coffee now, I'll be up all night. So what do we get up to this week? Well, it was a busy old week, really, with the beginning sort of being a bit of a stuttering start. Seeing we're sort of heading into autumn, into summer, it was a bit of a harvest week, so we got the pumpkins harvested. That was awesome. Really pleased with that. Got the last of the outside tomatoes done. I mean, we've sorted all the greenhouse ones, they're finished. And we did the beans and the peas as well. With harvesting all that stuff, it all needed cleaning out as well. So like the beans and the peas, debris went, as did the tomatoes. Unfortunately, the pumpkin debris is still sitting on the bed because even though it's Saturday afternoon, I haven't actually got around to sorting out the compost bins because I've been editing all morning. But we also did get the silver beet all sorted and tidied up, and just looking at it from here, it's looking way better, and I'm going to give it another drink in a wee bit when I finish watering the seeds that I planted yesterday, because you've got to water them every day till they pop up, otherwise they don't germinate very well. So next week's looking to be a really, really busy week as well, because I've got some things on. One of the things I do have on that some of you in the Christchurch area or the Greater Canterbury area might be interested in is a meetup. The New Zealand Gardening on a Budget is having a meetup at Terra Viva next Saturday, so that's Saturday the 21st of March, starting at, I think it's 1:30, but I will post more about that. And it's just sort of a garden catch-up, really. We're going to have a talk from the owner of Terra Viva about how that institution started, because it is one of the few independent garden centres around. So yeah, it'll be well worth, and just be really nice to see people. We'll be meeting up at the cafe, so you buy yourself a cup of coffee and a snack or whatever you want, and and then we'll listen to the talk and just have a get together. So if you're new to the channel, please think about joining as a subscriber. It is free. Just hit that subscribe button, and if you are already a subscriber, just check out that you are still actually subscribed, because YouTube does this funny thing where it just sometimes automatically unsubscribes you for no particular reason at all, other than it's a technical glitch. It's one of those weird things. And if you want to see what I get up to on a daily basis, you can come over and see me on my Facebook page, the Kiwi Barefoot Gardener. I post 2, 3, 4 times a day about what I'm up to. So yeah, love to see you over there and love to hear from you. But I'll leave it there for now because time's ticking on and I've got to get this edited and out. So have a happy and safe week, and I'll catch up with you again in next week's vlog. So it's bye from me for now.